I want you to write this affirmation down, because you're going to go through some tough times. Think it not strange that you'll face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might. You will have tribulations. Write this down. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Black Excellence Daily. I'm your host, Sean Croxton. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Les Brown back on the show today. Let me tell you, there's so much good stuff in this clip. I encourage you to listen to this one several times over, because if you don't, you're going to miss a lot of stuff. Number one is legacy building. You want to leave a legacy behind. I have a sign here in my office right across from me. It says legacy. It says the goal is not to live forever. It is to create something that will. And many times when we think about legacy, we just think about, finances and generational wealth, but that's not always it, right? It doesn't have to be money. Let's think about Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu, who just passed away recently in April. Look at what he left behind. Look at his legacy. He left video seminars, full-length video seminars on YouTube that we can enjoy today and tomorrow and next year and the next decade, forever. As long as YouTube is there and these recordings exist, we can take part in that legacy and be better for it. He left behind books. He left behind all the lives that he changed. And, that knowledge can get passed on from generation to generation throughout families, right? So think about what is your legacy going to be? It's not always about money. And then number two, what I really want to highlight here is, Les really breaks down the means and the methods of change, that you don't have to live out your history. Many of us live our lives staring at the world, as Tupac would say, staring at the world through my rear view, right? Instead of looking through the windshield. And looking through the windshield means that you are using your imagination to create a new possibility for the future, and turning that possibility into a burning desire, something that you become essentially obsessed with. And then you mix it with feeling, and you really believe that you can do it and that the world will allow you to do it. See, that's where we get caught up, right? Number one, we don't believe that we can do it many times. And number two is we don't believe that the world, AKA in some cases, the white man, will let us do it. No, your imagination, it can take you places that, other people can't stop you from going. So it's the desire, it's the obsession, it's the idea mixed with the feeling, mixed with the belief, and you use your imagination to create plans, which may change, right? But if you run into an obstacle and your plan's not working, many people will just quit right there. What it shows you is, hey, your plan's not working. Let's use our imagination to create a new plan, and let's keep on going. And when you have that vision, see, many of us don't have a vision. We just wake up every day with no real destination. And we wonder why we feel so lonely and sad and depressed and in a state of despair. It's because we don't have a vision. We're not going anywhere. So take that vision that you create with your imagination and hold it on the screen of your mind. And keep seeing that vision morning and night. Keep seeing that vision. And when you believe it, it will happen, because your subconscious mind is going to start giving you intuitions and inspirations and hunches that are going to lead you to where you want to go. I mean, this is a real science. This is how your subconscious mind and your brain works, right? And so when you put this into action there, you can literally create anything that you want to, despite what has happened historically and what may be going on right now. Because if there's one thing I know that is bigger than the system, it is your mind, right? Your mind is so much bigger than any system that any person or people can create. Your mind is something that's given to you by something that's even bigger than all of us, right? It is a gift that many of us are not using. Les Brown's coming up.
And so as you look at yourself and look at your goals and your dreams, I want you to think about your personal goal, your financial goal, and I want you to think about your social contribution. What will be different because you showed up? How many of you want to build a legacy? Raise your hands, please. I was watching an interview on the OWN channel, and And Steve Harvey was being interviewed. He said something that really impacted me. He said a friend of his invited him to go to the hospital with him to visit his grandmother in the hospital. And he overheard her ask him, she said, "Do you know what your great-grandfather's name is?" Now, the reason that has value for me, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, and I'm a great-grandfather, 3 sons. And he said, "No, I don't know what my great-grandfather's name is." And she said, "Because he didn't leave you anything. If he had left you something, you would know what his name was." And so I'm determined, and I'm sure some of you identify with me, that my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, because of how I live my life, that they will know my name. How many of you can identify with that? Raise your hands, please. As you think about your goals and dreams, think about your social contribution. What will be different because you showed up? In my case, I train speakers. I train people how to tell their story, how to make an impact, how to earn a living, how to begin to become a voice of influence. What will your social contribution be? I'm going to do a training this year called You're More Powerful Than Cancer. What will yours be? Think about what yours will be. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we have made some major contribution to humankind. As you think about your goals and dreams, let us say together with conviction, it's possible. Say it again, everybody together over here, please. It's possible. I was living a mediocre life, and a friend of mine, Mike Williams, he had tremendous impact on me because I was living out of my past. And Mike interrupted my story. And he said, "Hey, Brownie." And I said, "What?" He said, "You know why you go see Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins and all those guys?" I said, "No, because, I like what they say." He said, No, because that's you." I said, "But Mike, I could never do that. Man, I don't have a college education. I never worked for a major corporation. How can I compete with people with MBAs and PhDs and college credentials I don't have?" How many of you ever had someone see something in you that you didn't see in yourself? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and so I didn't see that because based upon my past, I was living out of my history as opposed to my imagination. I want you to think about yourself where you are right now, and let us say together, it's possible. And I'm going to share some tools with you how you can begin to grow that, because one of the easiest things I've ever done was to earn $1 million. That was easy. But the most difficult thing I've ever done, and took years to do, was to believe that I can do it. That I can do it. If my birth parents came in here now, I would not know either one. That I can do it. Raised in poverty, that I can do it. Being labeled educable, mentally retarded, and failing twice in school, and being called DT, the dumb twin. I had no clue. And let me say something to you, and I don't know you, but I can tell you based upon my own experience, you have greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Dr. Howard Thurman, come forth, please, sir. He was a mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Albert Schweitzer and Mahatma Gandhi. He said, there's something in each and every one of you that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. And it will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. And I submit to you that you showed up here today because you've decided to pull your own strings. I submit to you that you have decided in your heart of hearts to live a bigger life. I submit to you that in your heart of hearts, you know you have greatness in you and the best is yet to come. Give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, bring your energy level up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Let us say together, it's necessary. Yes, it's necessary that you have a strategy to work on your mind on a regular basis. We're taught, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that takes focus and that takes discipline. I'm encouraging you to go to YouTube after you leave here, and I want you to put in Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. I want you to see that video and watch it 90 days straight. Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. It's entitled, "It's Not Over Till You Win." And the reason I want you to see that, in pursuit of my dream, life happens. You know, Forrest Gump was right that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Things happen to me, and I was in my office in Penobscot Building, 21st floor in Detroit, Michigan, sleeping on the floor, bathing in the sink down the hall, hiding in the closet when the janitorial staff came in the middle of the night to clean the office. How many have ever gone through some tough times? Raise your hands, please. Robert Schuller was right that tough times never last, but tough people do. Had to tough it out. I was going out talking to people about their dream, and I was sleeping on the floor of my office. And people say, well, you fake it till you make it. No, no, no. I wasn't faking it in my mind. I was living out of my imagination. Einstein said the imagination is the preview of what's to come. I'm encouraging you to hold the vision tenaciously, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of the challenges and setbacks that you're experiencing. I want you to write this affirmation down, because you're going to go through some tough times. Think it not strange that you'll face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might. You will have tribulations. Write this down. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. That's what I had to affirm. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. I had to affirm myself every day with tears coming down my face, ducking creditors, not knowing how I was going to build my business. It was a challenging time. And I had to say that to myself over and over again. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. And as you affirm that, you begin to call that an experience for yourself. How many of you said to yourself, I can do more? Raise your hands, please. Dr. Howard Thurman, who was the mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I admire him, brilliant man. He said, after I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and my PSA was 2,400, that stands for prostate-specific antigen, cancer had metastasized to 7 areas of my body, and I started smiling when the oncologist said that. He said, why are you smiling? I said, 7 is my lucky number. That's how I was born February 17th. My phone number is 702. My social security number is 267. My address is 27377 is my lucky number. Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times. Naaman dipped himself in the river Jordan 7 times. Did I tell you 7 is my lucky number? That cancer's getting the hell beat out of it right now. Been 21 years, and I'm still here. And so as you think about your goals and dreams, what's very important is your mindset, your belief that you have to believe in your dream, even when you don't have any evidence to support it. Even when everybody is against you, you've got to believe that I can do this after defeat and disappointment. Willie Jolly was right. A setback is a setup for a comeback. You have comeback power. You're here because you're different. If that said some entertainers were going to be here, you couldn't get in this place. The balcony would be full. Why? Because we have an entertainment-driven culture. That's why the average immigrant who comes to this country have a 3-time greater chance of having a business or buying their own home than the average American, because they have an achievement-driven mindset. And as we think about our goals and dreams, it's going to take everything in you. You have to work on yourself, work on your mindset, because you're going to take some hits. Here's something else. Practice this. OQP, write that down. Only quality people. As Keith was talking about, you got to look at the people in your life and ask, what value are they bringing to me, and what value are you bringing to them? If you're the smartest one in your group, as Dr. Dennis Kimbrough out of Atlanta said, you need to get a new group.
That was Les Brown. His website is lesbrown.com. You can watch today's entire talk on YouTube. It is called Les Brown Motivation. What your belief about yourself, that don't make this any sense, but what your belief about yourself matters. That's what the title says. So anyway, it's in the description box. Hey, follow me on Instagram That's Sean Croxton. Please do me a huge favor. We've only had like 45 of these so far, and I'm just like, come on, guys, it takes 1 second to do this. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, just hit that 5-star button. It just takes a second to do it. I really appreciate that. If you want to leave a review, you certainly can as well. But it really helps the show. It helps push it up the charts so more people can hear this podcast. And so just really appreciate it. It's so quick to do. It's just a really 1 second way of supporting a Black-owned business is really what it is. And so please leave a rating and or review for the show. Also get signed up for the QOD Book Club at QODbookclub.com. Again, you're going to love the people. You're going to love the community. You're going to love the discussions. You're going to love the books as well. So QODbookclub.com. I'll see you tomorrow with George Sabira. I'm out. Peace.